Welcome back to Shadow Rift First Edition. A slight correction from last episode. I ended up using the Smith and didn't spend a gold to use him, so I'm going to take a gold away right now to pay for that error of the last episode. Alright, let's continue on. We'll be drawing 5 cards for each player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So player 1. Prowess, Heroism. We're going to be drawing another card. Thieving Strike. Explore, and another Heroism, so that's 2 cards. Another Prowess, and another Prowess, so another pretty darn good hand. And player 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to get Heroism, Heroism, excellent. As you kill more monsters, of course, you're going to end up getting more Heroism. Fireball, Prowess, and another Fireball. Also get to draw another card, one for Heroism, and the other Heroism card. Another Prowess, so another pretty excellent hand. Okay, that's drawing the cards. Now we need to refresh the town. So 2, 3, 4, 5 cards off the top of the town deck. And we'll see what we get. We get the Merchant, which is allowing us to take a coin. We have the Child, you cannot lose. And the Child is in play. We have a Corpse. Well, they don't do anything for us. We have the Mayor play an extra action this round, so that could be pretty useful, especially for player 2 with 2 fireballs. And our Explorer shows up. You may put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. Some decisions to be made this time. And time for the traveling deck. First off the traveling deck is a guard. I think we want to buy our guard back, and that's why there's gold value at the bottom. It's only 1 gold to buy him back, so that's not a big deal. And our second great is the Robber. So the Robber going to immediately show up in our town discard pile. But we do have a guard we can buy. That was refreshing the town, refreshing the travelers. Now we're going to go over to monsters in play, act, and adding in new monsters. Alright, so the only monster we have in play is the Reanimator. He has 4 damage of 6 hit points. He is moving over to area 1, and his ability at number 1 is just activate powers. Well, we don't have any powers to activate, so nothing much there is going to happen. Alright, so monsters gain power. We don't have any power left over. 2-player game, 2 power. And now it's add new monsters. Well, as we know, this big nasty Blood Feeder takes 6 power to bring into play. We only have 2, so that's not going to happen. And that very quickly was add new monsters. So now let's go and have our heroes act. I think we're going to be able to do quite a bit this turn. At least I hope so. Alright, I think I have a plan. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Fireball. And we're just going to use it all by itself. We're not going to power it up or anything. And that's just going to do 1 ranged hit. And there's a reason for this. So we're going to do 1 ranged hit on the Reanimator. That takes it from 4 damage up to 5. 1 more hit, of course, will kill it. And that's where we go over to player 1. Because player 1 is going to use the Mayor. Let's start by him using the Mayor. He gets to play an extra action this round. So player 1 will be able to play 2 actions instead of the usual 1. So his first action he's going to play is going to be Thieving Strike. And it's a melee hit, but it says, if you are not the first hero to attack this monster, this round take a coin instead of a wound. So we're going to use Thieving Strike on the Reanimator. So instead of taking a wound for that melee hit, we're going to take a coin. That brings us back up to 4 coins. And now we do enough damage to kill the Reanimator. And we look at the Reanimator. It has 2 symbols here. And we're going to get a Heroism card. So we're going to get 2 of them for killing this monster. It goes on the bottom of the monster deck. And we get 2 more Heroism cards. So 1 for player 2. And you can see we're really getting a lot of those cards. They're going to help us out. And 1 for player 1. Okay, that's the beginning of all of that. Back to player 2. Now player 2 can't play any more actions. So those 2 are basically of no use. So we're just going to discard them because you can't do any more actions. And he is going to use the Explorer. And the Explorer says you may put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. So that is what... or is he? Oh, no, we're not going to do that. Sorry, no. We're not using the Explorer. I've got this mixed up. We're going to use the Merchant. The Merchant is take a coin. So we're going to take another coin. And by doing so, we're going to have 5 coins now. That's what we were going to do. He still has 4 prowess left, or 2 gold, a couple magic. But let's go back to player 1, who has 1 action left. And his 1 action that he's going to use is look at the top card of the Traveler deck. You may put it on the bottom of that deck. It's also going to spend 1 heroism card here. Actually, no. He's going to use 1 of the coins. It's going to pay the extra cost at the bottom of the Explorer. So he's going to look at the top of the Traveler deck. You can put it on the bottom if you want. And he's also, you may put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. So we're going to do that. We're going to take that monster card, the Blood Feeder, really nasty card, and we're going to shove that to the bottom of the monster deck because we don't really want that thing coming out. And then we get to look at the top card of the Traveler deck, and we're going to see if we want it. Ooh, and it's the Prince. And indeed, we're going to want to have the Prince coming out because he's a +3 card if we can get him in town. It's excellent. And now I got some more decisions to make because we have a whole pile of cards left. I think we're going to use all of these for prowess. So player 1's got 5 prowess basically. We're going to spend it all, 5, and we're going to buy this awesome card, Resurrect. And it costs 5 prowess, so it's an expensive card, but you can remove a corpse from play. So when the corpses start showing up in town, you can just dump it out of town. And also if you spend a magic and look at the top card of the Traveler deck, if it's a villager, you may put it into play in town. So it can let you automatically or immediately put a useful villager in play in town that turn. So we're buying that card for player 1. Player 2 has 4 prowess or 2 gold, 2 prowess. I think we're just going to, he's going to go ahead and spend 4. Again, he's the power-up magic guy, so he's going to get another seal. He's our gate sealer, if we can start getting some gates coming out. So he's just going to buy that. That's going to conclude the first turn, and so of course we're going to do one more turn this episode. So I'm going to get all the decks reshuffled and everything set up, and we'll come right back with the second turn for this episode. Alright, so I reshuffled all the decks, and yes, we had a guard out here that we wanted to buy for 1 coin, so I did that. I should have done that. Just remembered it as I went to reshuffle everything. So we're going to spend that 1 coin, and we hired that guard back. He was in the Traveler deck this time. So to not forget about that, we wanted to make sure that happened. Alright, start of the new turn, drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For player 1, we have Heroism, Strike, Prowess, Might, and Might. Wow, we're going to get to draw 3 more cards. We're going to keep this in order. So 1 card, 2 cards, so Prowess, and 3 cards, another Strike. So pretty darn good stuff. Once again, pretty good powerful hand. And player 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have Prowess, Might, Strike, and Prowess. So he's going to get to draw 2 cards. Explore, and a Wound. Alright, another pretty decent hand. And that's going to be drawing cards. So now we have to refresh the town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards off the top of the town deck. We get the Smith. So he comes back. That's pretty decent. Allow us to do some more. And a Corpse. Yep, the old corpses. And the Farmer, which will give us 1 prowess. We have a Guard. Excellent. And we have the Merchant again for some more money. And that's good because we know the Prince is coming up. Which takes us to the Traveler deck. Of course, we looked. It's the Prince. So he costs 2 prowess, 5 gold to recruit. And the Innkeeper is 2 prowess, 4 gold. Each hero removes an affliction from his or her discard pile, or draws a card. Wow, that's also powerful. I just don't think we're going to have enough to get both of them. Well, maybe. I don't know. that is refreshing the town, refreshing the travelers. Now let's go to Monsters in Play Act, which of course we don't have any. So let's go over to the monster area and do the things we need to do there. Alright, we have Monsters in Play Act. Well, we've killed them all, so we don't have any. So the next step is monsters gain power. So we're going to go from 2 to 4, and now it is add new monsters. So let's take a look. So we get one of these powers. Costs 0 to put out, and it is the Dead Hunger. Activate, heal all undead. 1 per corpse in play, and add a zombie. Wow. So that's a power in play that we don't really like. And we just keep going because we have 4. And here we have our first Shadow Rift. Okay. So when a Shadow Rift is sealed, it's removed from the game. So we need to seal 2 of these to win the game. If all Shadow Rifts are sealed, the heroes win. You include 1 Shadow Rift per player. So we're doing a 2-player game. That's also going to go to the power area. And of course, we're going to be looking at these symbols next time. So that's now 2 symbols. So we're going to be gaining 4 power a turn. And we keep going because we still haven't used any of the power. That was 0s. And we have a 6, a Blood Feeder. So this, wow, 10 hit points. Very nasty business. However, he's not coming out because we're only at 4, and it costs him 6 power to come out. So I think, once again, we're not doing too badly. Let's go back over to Heroes Act and see what we can do. Okay, so here we are. We're kind of limited as to what we can do this time, because we have no monsters to attack, of course, so the strike is useless, but we can use the Explorer. What we're going to do is we're going to spend 2 prowess right now. It's player 2. To get rid of the wound, and yeah, of course the strike is of no use because we have nothing to attack. So we're going to use 2 prowess. We're going to discard the wound, so this goes back to the wound pile, and these cards are discarded. And now we have Explore, and what do we want to do with Explore? I think right off the bat we're going to spend 2 prowess to get a gold, and we're going to use the merchant to get another gold. So let's do that. So now we have 5 gold out here, and we're going to use the Explorer, but I don't know if I want to spend a gold. Do I want to spend a gold? Put the top card of the monster deck on the bottom. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So we're going to spend 1 of these gold coins that he got from the merchant. So we're going to do both activities. We're going to look at the top card of the Traveler deck. We can either put it in the bottom or not. And we're going to take the top card of the monster deck and put it on the bottom. So that's going to be player 2 basically doing all of his stuff. So that big nasty Blood Feeder is going to be shoved to the bottom of the deck. Okay, not a big deal. And now we have player 1. And player 1 has basically a strike and a strike with nobody to hit. So those are just going to go away. They're of no use to us right now. And looking at this, can we do both? No, we can only recruit 1. Well, he's going to use the farmer. The farmer's going to give him +1 prowess. And so that's going to give us another prowess to add to our big hand of prowess we have here. So basically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prowess if we want. But we want to recruit the prince. Okay, the prince here costs 2 prowess and 5 gold. So here's 1 gold, because we can use heroism as a gold. The other 4 coins, that's going to be 5 gold. So basically all of our gold is going to go away this turn. So that's that. And we need 2 prowess. So 1 from the farmer and 1 other from the hand. So now we've recruited the prince into our town. So that's awesome, because when he comes up, somebody can draw 3 cards, which can give you a monster hand. And that still leaves us with 4 prowess sitting around. And I think what we're going to do with that is we're going to use all of it to get 2 gold, because gold costs 2 prowess per gold coin. So that's going to give us a little bit in the bank for next turn. And that is going to conclude this episode. So once again, we're beefing up pretty good. We've got the monsters under control. However, we're going to go to 6. We're going to get a lot, a lot of monsters gaining power. They're going to gain 4 power next turn to bring it to 8. So I think we're going to get an onslaught of nastiness next episode. So thanks for watching along. Thanks for subscribing if you do. Thanks for liking my videos as well. I really appreciate it if you want to do that. And join me next time for the continuation of Shadow Rift. This is the first edition as we're taking on the Necromancers.